Cash Flow is King. Unlocking the Secrets to Financial Freedom. Written by Ronnie Rowland. Published by Growth Literacy Lounge. Introduction. What if the key to your financial success wasn't about how much you earned, but how you managed the money flowing through your life? What if true wealth wasn't tied to a paycheck, but to the way you control your cash flow, transforming financial stress into financial freedom? Here's the truth: cash flow is king. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a professional working your way up, or someone simply looking to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck grind, understanding and mastering your cash flow is the foundation of lasting financial success. For too long, we've been taught to believe that earning more money is the only way to get ahead. But here's the secret: people who reach financial independence and stay there aren't always the ones making the highest salaries or running the biggest companies. They're the ones who understand how to manage the money they have, how to make it work for them, and how to unlock the potential of every dollar that moves in and out of their accounts. This book is designed to do one thing: unlock the secrets of cash flow management so you can achieve financial freedom, whether that means eliminating debt, building wealth, or gaining the peace of mind that comes from having control over your financial life. In these pages, you'll learn that cash flow is more than just a financial principle. It's a mindset, a way of thinking about money that will transform your future. Why cash flow matters more than income. Let's start by debunking one of the biggest myths about money: that earning more is the only way to get ahead. The truth is, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and what you do with it. If you've ever looked at someone with a high salary and wondered why they're still stressed about money, you're not alone. Many people who make six figures or more struggle financially because they don't control their cash flow. Their income flows in, and just as quickly it flows out, leaving them no closer to financial freedom than they were before. Contrast that with someone who earns a modest income but manages their cash flow strategically. They know exactly where their money goes, they have systems in place to save, invest, and grow wealth, and they are intentional about how they spend. That person is on the path to financial freedom, not because they make more, but because they've unlocked the power of their cash flow. This book is your guide to taking control of your cash flow. Whether you're just starting out, deep in debt, or looking to build on your financial success, the strategies in this book will help you regain control and put you on the path to true wealth. By the end, you won't just understand your cash flow, you'll command it. Cash flow is king because it gives you the ability to make choices. Choices about how you live, how you work, and how you build your future. And when you unlock the secrets of cash flow, you unlock the ability to live life on your terms. We've noticed that 67% of you watching our videos haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Help us grow by hitting the subscribe button and giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you for inspiring us to keep creating content for you. I would love to hear your thoughts. How did this book resonate with you, and what insights or questions did it inspire? Chapter 1. The Lifeblood of Financial Freedom: Understanding Cash Flow. What if I told you the single most important factor in your financial success is not how much money you make, but how you manage the money that flows in and out of your life? Whether you're an entrepreneur, freelancer, or working professional, one truth remains constant: cash flow is king. It's the steady stream that sustains your personal and professional growth, giving you the freedom to live life on your own terms. But here's the reality: most people overlook the power of cash flow management. They focus on salary or sales, thinking that the bigger the number, the better off they'll be. Unfortunately, that's not always true. You could be earning six figures and still be living paycheck to paycheck if your money isn't moving in a way that works for you. Cash flow: the heartbeat of your finances. Let's break it down. Cash flow refers to the movement of money, how it enters your life income, and how it leaves expenses. Think of it as the bloodstream of your finances. If cash flow is strong and steady, everything functions well, and you can weather financial storms. But if it's weak or erratic, the entire system is at risk. Understanding and mastering your cash flow is the foundation for building a life of stability, growth, and ultimately freedom. This isn't just a business principle, it's a personal finance principle too. Imagine a river. If the water flows steadily and is well directed, it nourishes everything around it. If it's blocked or uncontrolled, the water stagnates or floods, causing damage. Cash flow works in the same way. When you manage it well, it fuels your personal and financial growth. When you ignore it, the results can be catastrophic: debt, stress, and missed opportunities. The cash flow mindset. shifting from stress to strategy. Here's where most people get it wrong. They believe that managing cash flow is just about cutting expenses or squeezing out more income. But the reality is far more empowering. Cash flow isn't just about what comes in and what goes out, it's about being intentional with every dollar. If you've ever felt like you're on a financial treadmill, constantly working hard but not moving forward, you're not alone. This is where the cash flow mindset comes in. It's not just about numbers on a spreadsheet, it's about viewing money as a tool that can either work for you or against you. And the good news? You have the power to direct that flow. Instead of seeing cash management as a chore, see it as a strategy, a way to unlock your financial potential and live the life you want. When you control cash flow, you control your future. This book will show you how to turn your financial stress into a strategy for wealth creation and long-term prosperity. You might be wondering, why focus on cash flow when I could focus on increasing my income? While earning more can be helpful, it's only part of the equation. Imagine earning a $100,000 salary but spending $105,000 a year. You're technically earning a high income, but your cash flow is negative. Compare that to someone who earns $50,000 a year but only spends $40,000. Their cash flow is positive, meaning they have money left over to save, invest, and grow. Positive cash flow gives you freedom. It allows you to build an emergency fund, pay down debt, and invest in opportunities that will grow your wealth. Negative cash flow, on the other hand, keeps you trapped in a cycle of debt and stress. This is why managing cash flow is far more important than simply chasing a higher income. Start tracking your cash flow. You can't master what you don't measure. The first step to taking control of your cash flow is to start tracking it. Begin by listing all your sources of income and every expense, no matter how small. Look at the big picture. Are you spending more than you earn? Are there areas where you can optimize your cash flow? Once you have a clear understanding of where your money is going, you can begin to make intentional decisions about how to manage it better. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into common money myths that hold people back from taking control of their finances and how you can start dismantling them one by one. But for now, take this step, start tracking your cash flow. It's the first, and most important, step toward financial freedom. Chapter 2. Breaking down the barriers. Common misconceptions about money. If you've ever felt frustrated with your financial situation, you're not alone. For many, money seems like an endless puzzle where the pieces just don't fit together. Why? Because so much of what we've been taught about money is either incomplete or flat out wrong. Whether it's advice from well-meaning family members or misconceptions we've picked up over time, these beliefs can be the invisible barriers that keep us from achieving financial success. The good news? By identifying and dismantling these misconceptions, you'll be able to remove the barriers that have been holding you back. Once those barriers are gone, you'll be ready to manage your cash flow with clarity and confidence. Misconception 1. I just need to earn more money. This is perhaps the most common money myth out there. Many people believe that if they could just earn more, all their financial problems would disappear. But as we touched on in the first chapter, more income doesn't always mean more financial freedom. Consider this. How often do we see stories of athletes or celebrities who earned millions of dollars but ended up bankrupt? It's not the amount of money you make that determines your financial future, it's how you manage it. If your expenses rise as your income grows, you could end up in a worse financial situation than when you started. The reality is that financial security isn't about earning more, it's about mastering the art of managing what you already have. Cash flow, not income, is the key to true financial independence. Misconception 2. All debt is bad. You've probably heard that debt is something to avoid at all costs. But while it's true that too much debt or poorly managed debt can weigh heavily on your finances, not all debt is created equal. The real key is understanding the difference between bad debt, the kind that drains your cash flow and adds stress, and good debt, which can actually be a tool for building wealth and creating opportunities. For example, taking on a loan to buy a home or invest in a business can be a strategic financial move if done responsibly. This kind of debt is backed by appreciating assets or income-generating opportunities. On the other hand, using credit cards to fund lifestyle purchases that don't add long-term value can trap you in a cycle of bad debt, eating away at your cash flow. To unlock financial freedom, It's essential to understand that debt, when managed correctly, can be a tool for growth rather than a setback. The goal isn't to avoid all debt but to use it strategically to improve your financial position. Misconception 3. Saving is enough. Saving money is often touted as the key to financial success. While saving is important, it's only part of the equation. If you're only focused on saving and aren't thinking about how to make your money grow, you're leaving a lot on the table. Let's say you save $10,000 in a regular savings account that earns little to no interest. While that $10,000 might provide some peace of mind, it's not working for you. Meanwhile, inflation is slowly eroding its value. Instead of just focusing on saving, you need to learn how to invest that money to make it grow over time. By investing wisely, you can multiply your savings and create streams of passive income that will improve your cash flow and lead to long-term wealth. In other words, savings alone won't secure your financial future, smart investments will. Misconception 4. I'm not good with money. This is one of the most harmful misconceptions of all. Many people believe that they just don't have a money mindset, or that finances are too complex for them to understand. But here's the truth: money management isn't an innate skill. It's a learned one. No one is born with an understanding of how cash flow works, but anyone can learn it. This book isn't about turning you into a financial expert overnight. Instead, it's about showing you that managing your finances is within your reach. You don't need to be a genius at math or have a finance degree. All you need is a willingness to learn, take small steps, and apply practical strategies to your financial life. Remember, every financial expert you've ever heard of started where you are today, with questions, uncertainty, and a desire to improve. If they can do it, so can you. The importance of changing your money beliefs. Now that we've explored some of the most common money myths, let's talk about why it's so important to challenge these beliefs. Your mindset about money shapes how you manage it. If you believe that you're bad with money, you're less likely to make the effort to manage it properly. If you think that more income will solve all your problems, you might avoid focusing on optimizing your current cash flow. Changing your financial mindset doesn't happen overnight, but once you start to dismantle these limiting beliefs, you'll find that managing your cash flow becomes much easier and more empowering. You'll start to see your financial situation not as a series of insurmountable problems, but as a set of challenges you can overcome with the right tools. Take a moment to reflect on your own financial beliefs. What misconceptions have you been holding on to? Do you believe that earning more money is the only solution? Are you afraid of debt or uncertain about how to invest? Write down any beliefs that you think might be holding you back. Then, challenge them. Look for evidence in your own life or in the lives of others that disproves these beliefs. If you're ready to move past these misconceptions, you'll find that managing your cash flow and building wealth becomes a much more achievable goal. In the next chapter, we'll take the first concrete step toward mastering cash flow by learning how to track and optimize your income and expenses. But for now, start by getting clear on what's been holding you back. Chapter 3. The Flow Formula. How to track, analyze, and improve your income. Now that we've dismantled some of the misconceptions that might have been holding you back, it's time to get practical. Understanding cash flow isn't just about having knowledge, it's about taking action. The first step toward mastering cash flow is knowing exactly where your money is coming from and where it's going. This might seem tedious, but tracking your income and expenses is the foundation of financial success. Without a clear picture of your cash flow, you're essentially navigating your financial life blindfolded. When you know the details, you gain the power to make intentional decisions that will improve your financial situation and bring you closer to freedom. Why tracking your cash flow matters. Imagine trying to drive across the country without a map or GPS. You'd likely get lost, take wrong turns, and waste time and resources. That's exactly what happens when you try to manage your finances without tracking your cash flow. You might be earning plenty of money, but without understanding how that money is flowing through your life, it's easy for it to slip through the cracks. Tracking your cash flow is like installing a GPS for your finances. It tells you exactly where you are and helps you make informed decisions about where to go next. It's not just about knowing how much you spend, it's about understanding the patterns of your spending and income so you can adjust your behavior and improve your financial health. Step 1. Identifying your income sources. The first part of tracking your cash flow is listing all of your income sources. This might seem simple, but many people overlook the various ways money enters their lives. Beyond your paycheck, do you have any side hustles? Do you receive rental income, dividends from investments, or perhaps freelance payments? All of these are part of your income stream and need to be accounted for. Make a detailed list of all the ways money enters your life. For example, salary from your primary job, side hustle income example, freelance writing, consulting, etc. Rental income from properties, dividends from investments, income from a small business, others such as gifts, alimony. Once you have a clear picture of your total income, you'll know exactly what resources you have to work with. This is the starting point for building a healthy cash flow. Step 2. Tracking your expenses. The second part of the equation is tracking your expenses. This is where many people tend to gloss over the details or avoid the task entirely because it feels overwhelming. But if you want to master cash flow, understanding exactly where your money is going is critical. Start by categorizing your expenses. Here are some common categories. Fixed expenses. These are the non-negotiable, recurring expenses that remain the same each month. Examples include rent, mortgage, loan payments, insurance premiums, and subscriptions. Variable expenses. These are the costs that can change from month to month, things like groceries, utility bills, transportation, and entertainment. They aren't fixed, but they're necessary to keep your life running smoothly. Discretionary spending. This is where your non-essential spending lies. It's the money you choose to spend on things like dining out, shopping, traveling, and hobbies, expenses that add enjoyment but aren't critical to your everyday life. Debt payments. This category covers all your repayments on loans, such as credit card balances, student loans, or any other debts you're working to pay off. It's essential to account for these when managing your cash flow. Be honest with yourself as you track these. If you're prone to splurging on coffee or weekend getaways, it's important to include every expense, no matter how small it seems. This is about building a realistic picture of your financial life. Step 3. Analyzing your cash flow. Once you've tracked both your income and expenses for at least one full month, it's time to analyze the results. Are you bringing in more money than you're spending, or are you consistently running at a deficit? This is where the numbers start to tell a story. If your income exceeds your expenses, you have positive cash flow, which is great. It means you have excess funds that can be allocated towards savings, investments, or debt repayment. On the other hand, if your expenses are higher than your income, you have negative cash flow. This is a warning sign that you're living beyond your means and could be accumulating debt without realizing it. The good news is, now that you're tracking your cash flow, you can start taking steps to change this. A simple and popular method for managing cash flow is the 50-30-20 rule. It's a guideline that suggests dividing your after-tax income into 3 categories. 50% for essentials. These are your basic needs such as housing, utilities, groceries, and transportation. 30% for wants. This includes dining out, entertainment, vacations, and other discretionary spending. 20% for savings and debt repayment. This is the portion you should aim to save or use to pay down debt. This rule provides a flexible but structured approach to managing your cash flow. If your spending in any category exceeds these percentages, it's a signal to review and adjust. Step 4. Improving your cash flow. Now that you have a clear understanding of your current cash flow, you can start making adjustments to improve it. This is where you take control and begin to direct your money in ways that align with your goals. Here are some strategies for improving your cash flow. 1. Cut unnecessary expenses. Look for areas where you can reduce spending without sacrificing your quality of life. This might include negotiating lower bills, cutting subscriptions, or dining out less frequently. 2. Increase your income. Explore ways to increase your income, whether through negotiating a raise, starting a side hustle, or investing in income-generating opportunities. 3. Automate savings. Set up automatic transfers to a savings account or investment fund. By treating savings as a non-negotiable part of your budget, you ensure that a portion of your cash flow is always going toward your future. 4. Pay off high-interest debt. High-interest debt can drain your cash flow. Focus on paying down credit card debt or personal loans as a priority. This will free up more of your income to be used for wealth-building activities. The most important part of this process is taking the first step. Begin by tracking all of your income and expenses for the next month. Use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or even a notebook, whatever method works best for you. The key is consistency. Once you've done this for a full month, review your cash flow. Are there areas where you can cut back or redirect funds towards savings or debt repayment? By taking this step, you'll have a clear understanding of your financial situation and can start making intentional decisions to improve it. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to maximize your income streams and create financial security through multiple sources of income. But for now, focus on tracking your cash flow. It's the first step toward true financial mastery. Chapter 4. Growing the stream, maximizing income sources. Now that you've started tracking your cash flow and gained a clear understanding of where your money is going, the next step is to shift your focus to growing the flow of money coming in. In other words, it's time to think about maximizing your income sources. Relying on just one stream of income, whether it's your salary or a single business, is limiting. It's like depending on a single river to supply water to an entire city. What happens when that river dries up or faces challenges? That's why diversifying your income sources is critical to improving your cash flow and securing long-term financial stability. Why multiple income streams matter. If you're like most people, you've probably been taught to focus on earning money through one primary source, typically a job. But let me ask you this: what happens if that job is taken away? What happens if an unexpected expense arises, or if your industry is disrupted? In today's fast-changing world, relying on a single source of income is risky. This is where the concept of multiple income streams comes in. Having more than one source of income offers two major benefits. 1. Financial security. If one stream slows down or dries up, you have others to fall back on. This reduces the financial stress of relying solely on one paycheck or business. 2. Wealth building. Multiple streams of income can accelerate your journey to financial freedom. As you add more sources of income, you increase your cash flow, which can be invested to grow your wealth. The goal isn't to overwhelm yourself by juggling several jobs, but to strategically build streams of income that complement each other and contribute to your financial growth. Step 1. Identify your current income streams. The first step to building multiple streams of income is to take stock of what you currently have. Start by revisiting the list of income sources you created in the last chapter. Is most of your income coming from a single source, like your salary or primary business? Are there smaller sources, like side gigs or investment income? Here's an example of what your current income streams might look like. Salary from your job, freelance work. Rental income from real estate, dividends from stocks or other investments. Small business revenue, royalties from books, music, or patents. If most of your income is tied to one source, don't worry. The key is to recognize where you're starting from and create a plan to diversify over time. Step 2. Explore potential new income streams. Now that you've identified where your money is coming from, let's explore ways to grow your cash flow by adding new streams of income. The good news is that today's world offers more opportunities than ever to generate income beyond your 9-to-5 job. Here are several categories of income streams you can consider. Side hustles. If you have skills or hobbies that can be monetized, a side hustle is a great way to bring in extra cash. This could be anything from freelancing, consulting, or coaching to selling handmade goods, offering online courses, or providing virtual services like graphic design, copywriting, or marketing. Investment income. Investing in stocks, bonds, or real estate can generate passive income over time. Dividends, interest payments, and capital gains are all potential sources of income that require little ongoing effort once the initial investment is made. Real estate. Owning rental properties or investing in real estate can provide a steady stream of income. Whether you're renting out a second home, leasing commercial space, or exploring short-term vacation rentals, real estate can be a lucrative way to diversify your income. Royalties. If you create intellectual property, like writing a book, composing music, or developing software, you can earn royalties every time someone buys or uses your creation. This is another form of passive income that continues to flow long after the initial work is done. Online businesses. The internet has opened up countless opportunities for entrepreneurship. E-commerce, digital products, affiliate marketing, and drop shipping are just a few ways to start a low-cost online business. Once established, these can generate consistent income without requiring your full-time attention. When exploring new income streams, Think about what aligns with your skills, interests, and goals. The idea is to choose opportunities that are realistic and manageable, allowing you to balance your existing commitments while gradually growing your cash flow. Step 3. Build a passive income mindset. One of the best ways to maximize your cash flow is to focus on passive income. Passive income refers to money you earn without actively working for it on a day-to-day basis. While many traditional jobs require you to trade time for money, passive income allows you to generate money even when you're not directly working. Examples of passive income include rental income, dividends from investments, royalties from intellectual property, automated online businesses. The benefit of passive income is that once the system or investment is set up, the money continues to flow with minimal ongoing effort. For example, an online business that sells digital products might require initial effort to create the products and set up the store, but once that's done, the income can flow in while you focus on other things. Shifting your mindset to prioritize passive income can free up more of your time and energy while still growing your cash flow. It's a powerful strategy for building long-term wealth and financial security. Step 4. Create a plan to diversify your income. Now that you have an idea of different income streams, it's time to create a plan. Building multiple income streams doesn't happen overnight, but with a clear strategy, you can gradually diversify your income and improve your financial situation. Here's a simple plan to get started. 1. Choose one new income stream to focus on. Don't try to juggle too many new ventures at once. Pick one that aligns with your skills and interests. For example, if you're skilled in writing, you might explore freelance writing or creating an e-book. 2. Set small, achievable goals. Set specific, achievable goals for your new income stream. For instance, if you're starting a side hustle, your first goal might be to earn an extra $500 a month. As you gain experience and momentum, you can scale that number. 3. Automate or delegate when possible. If you choose passive income streams, focus on automating systems or delegating tasks to free up your time. The less time you have to spend managing each stream, the more you can diversify. 4. Track your progress. Just like you track your expenses and income, track the progress of your new income stream. Are you meeting your goals? What adjustments need to be made? Consistent tracking will help you stay on course and identify areas for growth. Choose your next income stream. Take some time to reflect on the income streams we discussed. What opportunities stand out to you? Choose one that aligns with your skills and interests, and make a plan to start growing that income stream. Whether it's a side hustle, an investment, or an online business, start small and build over time. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the other side of the cash flow equation, managing your expenses without sacrificing your quality of life. But for now, focus on choosing your next income stream and creating a plan to make it a reality. Chapter 5. Plugging the leaks. Controlling expenses without sacrificing quality of life. As you begin to grow your income streams, the next important aspect of managing cash flow is understanding how to control your expenses. You've probably heard it 1,000 times, cut your spending, but here's the truth. Financial freedom doesn't require living a life of restriction and deprivation. It's about intentionally managing your expenses in a way that aligns with your goals, values, and long-term financial vision. You don't have to stop enjoying life or give up the things that matter most to you. In fact, controlling expenses effectively means making smart choices so you can have both a lifestyle you enjoy and financial security. The goal is to plug the leaks in your spending without feeling like you're missing out. Why most people struggle to control expenses. The biggest challenge people face when managing expenses is often awareness. Most of us are spending money in ways we don't even realize. Subscriptions that we forgot to cancel, small impulse purchases that add up, and lifestyle inflation. Spending more as we earn more are common culprits that drain cash flow without us noticing. Think of your cash flow as a bucket. Every time you earn money, it fills the bucket. But if there are small holes, uncontrolled spending, the water leaks out slowly over time. You might not feel the effect of one small leak, but over weeks, months, or years, those leaks add up. Plugging these leaks is key to maintaining a healthy cash flow. Step 1. Identify and eliminate unnecessary expenses. The first step in controlling expenses is to identify where your money is going and determine whether those expenses are truly necessary. It's not about cutting out everything you enjoy, it's about cutting the waste. Start by reviewing your spending for the past 2 to 3 months and categorize your expenses into 2 buckets: essentials and non-essentials. Essentials. These are your must-haves like rent, mortgage, groceries, utilities, transportation, and insurance. These are expenses that keep your life functioning. Non-essentials. These are the extras: dining out, subscriptions, entertainment, shopping, and impulse buys. They're not necessary for survival, but they add enjoyment to your life. Once you've categorized your expenses, take a close look at your non-essentials. Are there any subscriptions you forgot about or no longer use? Is your spending on takeout or online shopping higher than you realized? These are the leaks that you can easily plug without sacrificing much. By eliminating these unnecessary expenses, you'll free up more money for savings, investing, or paying down debt. Step 2. Control lifestyle inflation. As we start earning more, there's a natural tendency to spend more. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the biggest threats to long-term financial security. The more we earn, the more we allow our expenses to creep up: bigger homes, nicer cars, more frequent vacations. While there's nothing wrong with upgrading your lifestyle as your income grows, it's important to do so intentionally rather than automatically. Here's a strategy to manage lifestyle inflation: pause before upgrading. When you get a raise or windfall, don't immediately upgrade your lifestyle. Take time to assess your financial situation and your long-term goals. Do you really need a bigger house or fancier car, or would it be better to put that extra income toward investments or savings? Decide how much of any new income will go toward lifestyle upgrades and how much will be dedicated to savings or investments. For example, you might decide that 20% of any salary increase can go toward lifestyle improvements, while 80% will be saved or invested. Controlling lifestyle inflation doesn't mean you can't enjoy the rewards of your hard work. It's about making sure your expenses don't outgrow your income, keeping your cash flow positive and your financial goals on track. Step 3. Spend on what matters. One of the most important principles of managing expenses is to spend on what truly matters to you. If you value travel, by all means budget for it. If dining out with friends brings you joy, keep it in your plan. The key is to prioritize the things that add real value to your life and cut back on the things that don't. Here's a simple exercise. Make a list of your top 3 spending priorities, areas where you spend money that brings you the most joy, fulfillment, or value. Then, make a list of areas where you spend money but don't really get much value from it. Focus on keeping your spending aligned with your values. Cut back on the things that don't matter so you can afford the things that do. For example, you might realize that expensive gym memberships don't add as much value to your life as regular hiking trips with friends. In that case, canceling the gym membership and reallocating that money to other experiences that bring you joy could be a better fit for your financial plan. Step 4. Automate your savings and investments. One of the easiest ways to ensure that you're controlling your expenses without feeling restricted is to automate your savings and investments. By setting up automatic transfers to savings or investment accounts each month, you're prioritizing your financial goals before your discretionary spending has a chance to take over. Here's how to do it. 1. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to a savings or investment account on the same day you get paid. This way, the money is saved or invested before you even have a chance to spend it. 2. If you're saving for multiple goals like an emergency fund, vacation, and investing, consider opening separate accounts for each and automating transfers to each account based on your priorities. By automating your savings and investments, you create a system that helps you manage your expenses without feeling like you're constantly budgeting or restricting yourself. It's a simple way to ensure that you're building wealth consistently while still enjoying life. Step 5. Embrace conscious spending. Finally, the most effective way to manage your expenses without sacrificing your quality of life is through conscious spending. This means being aware of your financial decisions and spending money intentionally, rather than mindlessly. It's not about cutting out all non-essential spending, it's about making sure every dollar you spend aligns with your goals and brings value to your life. Before making any purchase, ask yourself, does this expense align with my financial goals? Will this purchase bring lasting value or happiness? Am I spending out of habit or because it truly matters? Conscious spending allows you to enjoy your money and your life without guilt. You'll feel empowered to spend on the things that matter to you, while naturally reducing spending on things that don't. Audit your non-essential spending. Take the next week to audit your non-essential spending. Review your bank statements and identify areas where you can reduce or eliminate unnecessary expenses. Are there subscriptions you can cancel, impulse purchases you can avoid? Then, take that saved money and automate a transfer into your savings or investment accounts. In the next chapter, we'll discuss how to create financial security by building a savings cushion and making smart investments. But for now, focus on plugging the leaks in your spending and aligning your expenses with your values. Chapter 6. The Power of Savings. Building a cash cushion for stability. As we've worked through understanding cash flow, managing income, and controlling expenses, we've laid a strong foundation. Now we're ready to tackle one of the most critical aspects of financial health, building a cash cushion. A cash cushion or emergency fund is the safety net that prevents financial stress from derailing your progress. It's the money you set aside to weather unexpected financial storms, whether it's a sudden medical expense, a car repair, or even job loss. Many people overlook the importance of savings, assuming that they'll be fine as long as they keep earning and managing their expenses. But life is unpredictable, and having a cash cushion gives you peace of mind, protecting you from financial emergencies that could wipe out all your hard-earned progress. Why a cash cushion is non-negotiable. Imagine this. You've done everything right, tracked your income, controlled your expenses, and even started building multiple income streams. Then, out of nowhere, an unexpected expense hits, your car breaks down, your home needs urgent repairs, or a medical issue arises. Without a cash cushion, you're left scrambling to cover these costs, often relying on credit cards or loans. This not only increases your financial stress but also impacts your cash flow by adding debt to the equation. On the other hand, if you have a solid emergency fund, that unexpected expense becomes manageable. You can dip into your savings to cover the cost, then rebuild the fund over time without having to worry about spiraling into debt. It's your financial buffer against life's uncertainties. Step 1. Determine how much you need in your cash cushion. So how much should you save? A good rule of thumb is to aim for an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. This amount ensures that if you lose your primary source of income, you have a financial runway to keep your life on track while you recover. Here's how to calculate it. 1. List your essential expenses. This includes rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, and any other non-negotiable expenses. 2. Multiply by 3 to 6 months. Multiply your total monthly essentials by 3 to 6, depending on how much of a cushion you want. If your essential expenses are $2,500 per month, aim for a cash cushion of $7,500 to $15,000. While this number might seem daunting, remember that building an emergency fund is a gradual process. You don't need to save it all at once. Set small, achievable savings goals and build your cushion over time. Step 2. Where to store your emergency fund. Once you know how much you need, the next step is figuring out where to keep your emergency fund. Your emergency savings should be easily accessible for when you need it, but separate from your everyday checking account to avoid temptation. Here are some smart places to store your emergency fund. High-yield savings account. This is a great option because it allows you to earn some interest on your savings while keeping the money easily accessible. Make sure it's a separate account from your main checking account so you're not tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. Money market account. Similar to a high-yield savings account, money market accounts offer higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts while providing easy access when you need it. Certificate of Deposit CD ladder. For those who want to earn slightly higher interest, a CD ladder can be an option. You'll sacrifice a bit of liquidity, as CDs have set terms before you can withdraw without penalty, but you can stagger the maturity dates to give yourself access to portions of your savings at regular intervals. Whatever option you choose, the goal is to balance accessibility and interest. Your emergency fund should be liquid enough to access when needed but kept in an account where it's not too tempting to use for everyday expenses. Step 3. Automate your savings. Building a cash cushion can feel overwhelming, especially if you're starting from scratch. But just like we discussed in the last chapter, automation can make this process much easier. Here's how to automate your savings. 1. Set up an automatic transfer. If you're able to, set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your emergency fund on the same day you get paid. This way, saving becomes automatic, and you won't even have to think about it. 2. Start small. Even if you can only afford to save $50 or $100 a month, the key is consistency. Over time, those small amounts will add up. As your income increases, or you free up more cash by controlling expenses, you can gradually increase the amount you're saving each month. By automating your savings, you remove the mental barrier of having to decide whether or not to save each month. It becomes a habit, and you'll be surprised at how quickly your emergency fund can grow. Step 4. Prioritize your cash cushion before investing. It's tempting to want to jump straight into investing as soon as you have extra cash, especially when you're excited about growing your wealth. But before you invest, make sure you have a fully funded emergency fund. Why? Because investing comes with risk, and you don't want to be forced to sell investments at a loss if an emergency arises. Your cash cushion should act as a foundation. Once it's in place, you can confidently start investing knowing that you have a safety net for unexpected expenses. This ensures that your investment strategy can stay focused on long-term growth, rather than having to react to short-term financial shocks. Step 5. Rebuild your fund after using it. One common mistake people make is failing to replenish their emergency fund after using it. Once you've tapped into your cash cushion for an emergency, make it a priority to rebuild it as soon as possible. Treat it like a monthly expense. Just as you would pay your rent or mortgage, allocate a portion of your income to refilling your emergency fund until it's back to its full amount. By making it a habit to always have a cash cushion in place, you'll ensure that no financial emergency can derail your long-term goals. Your next step: start building your cash cushion. Take the next step today by calculating your ideal emergency fund amount based on your essential living expenses. If you don't already have a separate account for your cash cushion, set one up, ideally in a high-yield savings account or money market account. Then, automate your savings by setting up a monthly transfer from your checking account. Remember, the key is to start small and be consistent. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to make your money work for you by mastering the basics of investing. But for now, focus on building your cash cushion. It's the cornerstone of financial stability. Chapter 7. Making money work for you, mastering investments and debt management. Now that you've built a solid cash cushion, it's time to take the next step in your financial journey, making your money work for you. If savings is about security, investing is about growth. Once you've protected yourself against emergencies, you can focus on building wealth, generating passive income, and ultimately achieving financial freedom through smart investments. But before diving into the world of investments, we also need to address another crucial aspect of your financial health: managing debt. Poor debt management can erode your cash flow and limit your ability to invest. In this chapter, we'll explore how to master both investing and debt management so that you can grow your wealth while maintaining financial stability. The power of compound interest. Why you should invest early. One of the most powerful forces in personal finance is compound interest. In simple terms, compound interest means that the money you invest grows over time, and then the returns on that investment also begin to grow, creating a snowball effect. The earlier you start investing, the more time compound interest has to work in your favor. Here's an example. Let's say you invest $1,000 at a 7% annual return. After 1 year, you'll have earned $70 in interest, bringing your total to $1,070. But in the second year, you'll earn interest not just on your original $1,000, but on the $1,070, meaning your interest will be $74.90 instead of $70. As this process repeats over many years, your money begins to grow exponentially. The lesson here is simple: the earlier you start investing, the more time you give your money to grow. Even if you can only invest a small amount at first, consistency and time are your greatest allies in building long-term wealth. Step 1. Understanding different types of investments. Before you dive into the world of investing, it's important to understand the different types of investments available and how they fit into your financial goals. There are many ways to invest, but here are some of the most common options. Stocks. When you buy a stock, you're purchasing a small piece of ownership in a company. If the company performs well, the value of your stock increases, and you can sell it for a profit. Many investors buy stocks as part of a long-term strategy, benefiting from capital appreciation and dividends. Bonds. Bonds are essentially loans you give to a company or government. In return, they pay you interest over a set period, after which you receive the original loan amount back. Bonds are generally considered lower risk than stocks but offer lower potential returns. Mutual funds and ETFs. These are investment vehicles that pool money from many investors to buy a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, or other assets. Mutual funds are actively managed, while ETFs, exchange-traded funds, typically follow a market index and are passively managed. Both offer diversification, reducing risk by spreading your money across different investments. Real estate. Buying property can be a great way to build wealth through rental income and property appreciation. However, real estate investments typically require more upfront capital and effort to manage. Retirement accounts. 401k IRA, Roth IRA. These are tax-advantaged accounts specifically designed for long-term retirement savings. Contributing to these accounts allows your investments to grow tax-free or tax-deferred, depending on the type of account. Each investment type comes with its own risk and reward profile, so it's important to align your choices with your financial goals, risk tolerance, and timeline. Step 2. Balancing risk and reward. Every investment carries some level of risk, and understanding how to balance risk and reward is key to successful investing. Stocks, for example, can offer high returns but are also more volatile, meaning their value can fluctuate significantly in the short term. On the other hand, bonds are more stable but typically offer lower returns. Here's a basic guideline. If you're young and have a long time horizon, you can afford to take on more risk because you have time to recover from short-term market downturns. Stocks and mutual funds might make up the bulk of your portfolio. If you're closer to retirement, you might want to prioritize safer investments like bonds, which offer lower returns but also less risk. Most experts recommend diversifying your investments, a mix of stocks, bonds, real estate, and other assets, so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. This way, if one investment performs poorly, others might perform well, helping to protect your overall portfolio. Step 3. The importance of dollar cost averaging. One of the most effective strategies for long-term investing is dollar cost averaging. This simply means that you invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of what's happening in the market. For example, you might invest $200 into a stock or mutual fund every month, no matter whether the market is up or down. Dollar cost averaging helps you avoid the temptation to try and time the market. That is, trying to predict when prices will be low or high. By investing consistently over time, you smooth out the effects of market volatility and take advantage of lower prices when the market dips. This strategy is particularly useful for retirement accounts or any long-term investments. It allows you to build wealth steadily without worrying about short-term market movements. Step 4. Managing debt wisely. While investing is essential for long-term wealth building, managing debt is equally important for maintaining a healthy financial future. Unchecked debt can drain your cash flow and make it harder to invest, so it's crucial to have a strategy for tackling it. Here's how to manage debt effectively. Prioritize high-interest debt. Focus on paying off high-interest debt first, such as credit cards or personal loans. These types of debt carry high interest rates, which can erode your cash flow and make it harder to save or invest. Use the debt snowball or avalanche method. There are two popular strategies for paying off debt. Debt snowball. Start by paying off your smallest debt first, while making minimum payments on larger debts. Once the smallest debt is paid off, move on to the next smallest. This method gives you quick wins and builds momentum. Debt avalanche. Focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, regardless of the balance. Once that's paid off, move on to the next highest interest rate. This method saves you the most money and interest over time. As you work to pay off existing debt, avoid taking on new debt unless absolutely necessary. This means resisting the temptation to use credit cards for non-essential purchases or to finance lifestyle upgrades. Step 5. Finding balance between debt and investing. A common question is, should I pay off debt first, or should I invest? The answer depends on your situation, but here are some general guidelines. If your debt has a high interest rate like credit card debt, prioritize paying it off. It's unlikely that your investments will earn a higher return than the interest you're paying on high-interest debt. For example, if your credit card has a 20% interest rate, it's smarter to pay that off before investing, as it's unlikely you'll find an investment that consistently returns 20%. If your debt has a low interest rate, like a mortgage or student loan, you can balance debt repayment with investing. In this case, it might make sense to continue making regular payments on your debt while also investing in stocks, bonds, or retirement accounts. The key is to strike a balance that works for you, prioritizing high-interest debt while also building wealth through smart investments. Create an investment plan. Now that you understand the basics of investing and debt management, it's time to create a plan. Start by assessing your current financial situation. Do you have high-interest debt that needs to be addressed? Are you ready to start investing in the stock market or contributing to a retirement account? Once you've identified your priorities, set specific goals for both investing and debt repayment. For example, you might set a goal to pay off your credit card debt within the next year, while also investing $200 a month in a retirement account. The key is consistency. Stick to your plan and review it regularly to make adjustments as needed. In the final chapter, we'll dive into the cash flow mindset and how to sustain financial success long-term by keeping your financial goals aligned with your values. But for now, focus on creating your investment plan and managing your debt wisely. Chapter 8. The Cash Flow Mindset, Sustaining Financial Success. You've now mastered the fundamentals of cash flow management, learned how to diversify your income, taken control of your expenses, and begun investing for long-term growth. With these skills, you're well on your way to financial freedom. But there's one more critical element to ensure that your success is lasting: developing and maintaining the right mindset. Achieving financial success isn't just about the technical aspects of money management, it's also about how you think about money. A sustainable cash flow mindset keeps you focused on long-term goals, helps you avoid common financial pitfalls, and ensures that you continue to make decisions that support your financial health and freedom. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to cultivate a mindset that will help you maintain and grow your financial success for the rest of your life. The difference between a scarcity and abundance mindset. At the core of your relationship with money is your mindset. People generally fall into two categories: those with a scarcity mindset and those with an abundance mindset. People with a scarcity mindset see money as a limited resource. They believe that no matter how much they earn, it's never enough, and they live in constant fear of losing what they have. This mindset can lead to unhealthy financial habits, such as hoarding money, being overly frugal, or constantly chasing more income without finding satisfaction in what they have. On the other hand, an abundance mindset is rooted in the belief that there is always enough to go around. People with an abundance mindset trust that they can create wealth and opportunities, and they view money as a tool to achieve their goals rather than a source of stress. They focus on long-term growth, strategic decisions, and financial confidence. Shifting from scarcity to abundance. If you find yourself stuck in a scarcity mindset, always worrying about money, feeling like you never have enough, or chasing financial security without ever reaching it, it's time to shift your perspective. This transformation starts by changing how you think about and relate to money. Here's how to make the shift. 1. Focus on what you can control. The scarcity mindset often stems from a fear of uncertainty. While it's true that we can't control everything in life, we can control our cash flow, our spending, and our financial habits. By focusing on these areas, you'll build confidence in your ability to manage money, which leads to a more positive relationship with your finances. 2. Celebrate financial wins. One way to build an abundance mindset is to celebrate your financial achievements, no matter how small. Did you successfully automate your savings this month? Did you make a smart investment or eliminate a chunk of debt? Recognize these wins and use them as motivation to keep growing your wealth. 3. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for shifting from scarcity to abundance. By focusing on what you do have, rather than what you lack, you'll begin to see money as a tool for creating more opportunities in your life, rather than something you're constantly chasing. Long-term financial goals: the key to sustaining success. One of the most important aspects of the cash flow mindset is staying focused on your long-term financial goals. Without a clear vision of where you want to go, it's easy to get caught up in short-term distractions, whether it's an impulse purchase, a bad investment decision, or lifestyle inflation. To maintain financial success, you need to be clear about your goals and consistently align your actions with those goals. Here's how to stay on track. 1. Set financial milestones. Break your long-term financial goals into smaller, achievable milestones. For example, if your goal is to retire early, a milestone might be saving a certain percentage of your income each year, or reaching a specific investment balance by a certain age. These milestones give you a clear sense of progress and keep you motivated. 2. Review and adjust regularly. Your financial goals will evolve over time as your circumstances change. Make it a habit to review your goals regularly, whether it's quarterly, annually, or whenever there's a major life change. Adjust your plan as needed, but always stay focused on the big picture. 3. Resist lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, there will always be temptations to upgrade your lifestyle. While it's fine to enjoy the rewards of your hard work, be mindful of how much of your increased income you allocate to non-essential expenses. Continue to prioritize saving and investing so that you're always moving closer to your long-term financial goals. The power of financial resilience. A key component of the cash flow mindset is financial resilience, the ability to bounce back from financial setbacks without losing your momentum. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how well you plan, there will be times when things don't go as expected. Whether it's a market downturn, a job loss, or an unexpected expense, financial resilience ensures that these setbacks don't derail your long-term success. Here's how to build financial resilience. Maintain your cash cushion. Always keep your emergency fund intact. If you have to use it, make rebuilding it a priority. Having this cushion protects you from financial emergencies that could otherwise force you into debt or disrupt your investment strategy. Diversify your income. As we discussed in earlier chapters, having multiple income streams provides a safety net if one stream dries up. Whether through side hustles, investments, or passive income, diversification builds financial resilience. Keep learning. The financial world is always changing, and staying informed is a crucial part of maintaining financial success. Continue to educate yourself about new investment opportunities, financial strategies, and economic trends. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to adapt to changes and make smart financial decisions. Sustaining the cash flow mindset. A cash flow mindset is about more than just managing money. It's about living a life of intentionality. It's the mindset that empowers you to make choices aligned with your values, goals, and long-term vision. It keeps you focused on what truly matters, rather than being swayed by short-term financial distractions or societal pressures to keep up. Here are some key practices to sustain a cash flow mindset over the long term. Reflect on your progress. Take time periodically to reflect on how far you've come in your financial journey. Are you closer to your goals than you were a year ago? What changes have made the biggest impact on your cash flow? Use these reflections to stay motivated and keep growing. Stay disciplined, but flexible. While discipline is essential for achieving financial success, it's also important to be flexible. Life changes, and so will your financial situation. Be open to adjusting your strategy when needed, but always keep your long-term goals in sight. Surround yourself with financial support. Whether it's mentors, financial advisors, or like-minded friends, having a support system can help you stay accountable and inspired. Engage with people who share your commitment to financial health and personal growth. Commit to your long-term financial vision. To sustain your financial success, take a moment to write down your long-term financial vision. What does financial freedom look like to you? Is it retiring early, building a business, or simply having the flexibility to live life on your own terms? Once you have that vision in mind, break it down into smaller, actionable steps and create a timeline to achieve it. Financial success is not a destination, it's a journey. The mindset you cultivate today will determine where that journey leads. Stay focused, stay intentional, and always keep your cash flow aligned with your long-term goals. Final words. You've taken the first critical steps toward mastering your finances, understanding cash flow, and building a future of financial freedom. Remember, this journey is not about perfection, it's about progress. Every decision you make to improve your cash flow, grow your income, control your expenses, and invest wisely brings you closer to the life you want. Stay committed to your long-term goals, embrace the mindset of abundance, and trust in your ability to create the financial security and freedom you deserve. The power to control your future lies in your hands. Your cash flow is your key to unlocking it. Thank you for taking this journey, and here's to your continued success. Take care and be well.